still watching Frontline, and this morning we're delving into a conversation that resonates with so many at this time of the year, and that is the validity of New Year resolutions. For centuries now, people have embraced the tradition of setting resolutions once a new year begins. As we step into 2025, the big question is, are these resolutions necessary? Are they effective? And why do some persons succeed while others struggle even within the first month of setting their resolutions? And joining us to have this discussion is a renowned life coach, Dr. Alfred Adeniyi Atiba, who is the director and founder of the Dr. Triple company. You're welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes. Let's begin with this. What are your own thoughts now concerning New Year resolutions?
Okay, so personally, I think New Year resolutions are overrated, you know.
Okay.
Let me tell you why. Because people want to achieve new things, but they don't have the required or the requisite or relevant habits to actually support the things that you see. We can set goals, but without habits to sustain the drive to achieve those goals, what happens? Within a month or two, I mean, it all goes off, and then the New Year resolution, which is actually, you know, another word for goals, I mean, you don't get to achieve it. So basically, what we need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is to actually establish, you know, so this morning I was meditating. There are three things that came to me. If I want to achieve my full potential in life and achieve everything that I want to achieve, there are three things I must do. Number one, I must be consistent. I must develop consistency. Number two, I must develop discipline. Number three, I must deal with the bad habits. And habits will determine whether we're successful or not. You look at successful people and people that you say, oh, they have failed in the eyes of the world. What's the difference? Habits. So if I want to change the direction or the trajectory of my life, then let me just change my habits. And it changes everything. So that's why I feel, you know, that before you want to establish New Year resolution, so let's say I want to make 100 million this year. You say, oh, that's my New Year resolution. That's my goal for this year. Then what do people who earn such money, what do they do daily? Then I need to start to copy and emulate those things that they're doing. And then, you know, I mean, if I don't make 100 million, at least maybe 40, 50. I mean, that's still good. From zero, that's something. Yeah.
Okay, now, I mean, we see the motivation and the drive with which people make resolutions, make goals, and all of that. So what is it that make people lose interest? Even for some, even before the first month is over, I mean, they have derailed from the resolution or goals that they set out.
Oh yeah, so there are some things that we need to look at. One of it, and that is the very first, and that answers this question, is internal drive. Internal drive. What is your motivation for the resolution that you are making? What's the motivation? What is the why behind it? If the why is not strong enough, guess what happens? I mean, so say for example, if my why is my father wants me to, my why is probably, okay, maybe say for example, okay, so I'm a married man now. If my why is my wife wants me to, that's stronger. But if it's my father, sorry to say, for some people, and someone like us that we've been out of our father's house for God knows how many years, if my why is my father wants me to, that might not be strong enough. All right? So the question is, what is the why? What's the intrinsic motivation? Why do I want to achieve this thing? That's the thing for a lot of people. You know, some people say, I want to quit this, I want to do this, I want to get this. Are you willing to die for it? And I'm not saying literally die physically, but I'm saying, because you see, dying every day means that you know, you're dying to self, you're dying to indiscipline. Exercise it kills you, but it builds you. Right? You die daily to live longer. So research tells us, for example now, that when you exercise at least 15 minutes every day, if you do that for a whole year, you will extend your years in life. If God says you're going to live 40 years, that means you're going to live an extra 5 years. See? But the pain, oh my goodness. So what is the why?
Okay.
What's the why? So if I say to myself, oh, my why is I want an extra 5 years. Oh yeah, then I can die for 15 minutes. You understand? Every single day. Go through that grueling pain. Go through that. Do all the push-ups, the sit-ups. Run and all that. So that is it. If it's for somebody, guess what? So see, some people are overweight, and they say they want to drop weight, right? But still, they don't drop weight until doctor tells them you are dying. You have you have like 3 years to live. If you don't do something about your lifestyle now, guess what happens to you? You're going to die in the next 3-4 years. Guess what happens to them? They drop the weight. You understand? So is the why strong enough?
Okay.
That is it. If my why is not strong enough, it must go beyond outside motivation. It must be from the inside of me. It must be something I've accepted, something I've said, oh, you know what? It's either I do it, I either go big or I go home. That's it.
Okay, now, when you're setting New Year goals or New Year resolutions, they tell you set realistic goals, set achievable goals, and all of that. Now, what's the difference between dreaming? We're at an age and time where people have big aspirations and all of that.
Yeah.
So now, what's the difference between setting resolutions and then setting realistic and achievable goals to kick off the start of a new year?
Okay, so somebody said the difference between a wish, a dream, and a goal. In other words, let me just categorize the wish and the dream together. Between a wish or a dream and a goal is a deadline.
Okay.
I wish to become a millionaire. That's ambiguous. It's just there, hanging in the air. I want to earn 100 million naira by December 31st.
Okay.
It's clear, right? It's actionable. Okay? So by 31st, so that means by that's January, February, March. By March ending, if I have not made 25 million, then I'm not on the course. That's, you're splitting into 4 quarters already. You already know, you have an idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, okay, good. So, for 25 million, I'm still on course. I'm getting it, right? So we need to understand this, and that needs to be clear. When we want something, it must leave I wish. If wishes were horses, beggars were right. For me, in the 21st century, if wishes were horses, everybody will have a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not about it must be definite, it must be clear. And then, you talked about something that's very, very important, realistic. If, say for example, what's your capacity? When we're doing strategic planning for organizations, because I do that for organizations, and we sit down, we really sit down and ask people, what's your capacity? Let's be real. Okay, you say you want to go for 100 million. Do you have the capacity to produce that kind of objective? Do you have the capacity for that? That's what it means to be a realist. A realist is not just an optimist. It's good to be optimistic when you're trying to achieve something. What does that mean? That you must have hope. Hope is important. Hope is good. If you're not motivated, you don't have hope, it goes. But hope is not a strategy. Hope is not a strategy. So what are we saying here is that beyond being optimistic, I've got to also be realistic. I have to be balanced. I have to ask myself, what's my capacity right now? What can I really produce? If I'm a business, what can I produce? If I'm a human being, what exactly can I chunk out? That's why I get sad for people who take on jobs that they don't have capacity for. If it's not a training ground where you're an apprentice, or it's not a place where they're giving you a chance, they say, okay, come and work with us for like 2-3 years. It's not a contract thing where they're giving you opportunity to grow your capacity. It doesn't make sense. Say for example, the president of Nigeria gives me a job to come and do in Aso Rock that I don't have capacity for, and I go do that job. I want to kill myself. I want to destroy my reputation. I want to destroy the name of my family. That's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? So that's not a place for trial and error. Okay? So there are places where you can grow your capacity, and there are places where you're not given a chance. You must deliver. So we must be able to sit down and ask ourselves, so if I want to be realistic about something, I want to be realistic about it, I must ask and answer that question. do I have the capacity for this next level I'm going to? This thing that I want to achieve in my life, do I have the capacity for it? One day I was speaking to a young lady I was coaching, and I told her bluntly, and I was being sincere because I had interacted with her. I said, you're not ready to be married. You don't have the capacity now. You know, some people will go for my head and say, what do you mean? Are you prophesying something bad? No. I analyzed her character, analyzed her disposition to authority. If you're going to get married, you must submit to somebody. The guy you say you are married to, I mean, you must. I mean, regardless of whatever, you know, the concept of feminism is talking about, we're talking about marriages that last here. There are principles that are operable. So if you are ready to be married, you must develop this thing. So I sat her down and I started to show her. She said, oh, wow, nobody ever told me this before in my life. I said, well, that's why you came to the coach, you know. So, and we went through it, and, you know, she's been through the process, and I've seen a lot of changes in her life. And I can honestly say now she's ready to be married. You know, so that's it. We must, for us to achieve something, the realistic part of it is truly analyzing our current state. This is the goal, my destination. Am I really, really ready for this? Do I have what it takes to get this? Do I have what it takes to sustain what I want? You know, that's a realistic part of it. Yeah.
Okay, now, I mean, having come to the reality of everything you've said now, how much do external factors play a role in the success of New Year resolutions? Okay,
so external factors are very, very powerful. You know, first off, you know, like I said, the intrinsic factor is very important first. That's the major thing. It starts with you first. The environment determines the environment. Whether I like it or not, I've seen a lot of people come from places that you would never expect. It's exactly like the Yoruba proverb of coming from Ikokodudu. For those who don't understand Yoruba, let me explain. So it's saying, you know, there's this Yoruba food that is made from a staple food made from, you know, maize or corn, you know, and it's often white because it's made from white maize, right? But it's made in a black pot. So it means that you might come out from a background that doesn't really reflect even who you are. Why? Because you change yourself. Your values create you. You know, we are products of nature. We are product of nurture. Yeah. Nurture is more powerful. Nurture is you. You deciding this is who I become. So yes, you were born to a family, but you decided to be somebody else. That's nurturing. Right? You nurtured yourself. Nature, you know, that's how you are born, right? And nurture that we're talking about is also that external factor you're talking about. So my parents did this, my parents did that. Two guys, two twins. One grew up to be a professor. The other grew up to be a criminal, locked up in it and had a life sentence, locked up in a jail for life imprisonment. The other was a professor. Interviewed both of them. They asked them, why are you like this? Both of them said, you never knew my father. The same statement. You don't know my father. So your father was abusive. Your father was abusive. You became a professor from it. You have a successful family. Your father was abusive. You became a criminal. Locked up with life sentence. What does that mean? It means that beyond the external factor, no matter how strong it is, you must make up your mind. Take responsibility and ownership for your life. That's what I'm going to. Take ownership of your life. So regardless of, you know, so we cannot say, so it's the same thing when people say to me, it's Nigeria that made me like this. Come on, don't give me that crap. I'm sorry to say. Don't tell me that. Nigeria does not make you a thief. Nigeria does not make you a man robber. Nigeria does not make you a fraud. There are people who grew up in worse situations, and yet their lives are way better. And they're, they're representing the country in places you can never expect and all that. So regardless of external factors are powerful. Government policies can kill businesses. Government policies can make the life of citizens very, very bad. We know. We understand that. But Nigerians are tough. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. Nigerians are resilient. Anywhere in the world, Nigerians stand up. Go to a country. If you don't see a Nigerian there, please don't go there. That means that country is not a good country. Do you understand what I'm saying? Regardless of how harsh it is, you're going to find a Nigerian there and they're succeeding and excelling. It's going to be easy for you to know. So we already have it within us. You know, so let's not use environment as an excuse anymore. You know, because that's exactly what's going on with a lot of people. So at the end of the year, they say to you, well, life happened, you know, Nigeria this, Nigeria that, T-Pain this, T-Pain that. What? In God's name. So I tell people, everywhere I go to, make up your mind to succeed no matter what. Make up your mind to succeed no matter what. Make up your mind. And please, regardless of your drive, make sure your drive is legal. Make sure you succeed under the confines of the law. Don't succeed outside the confines of the law. You know, so that we can have fun. I mean, so your success is not something you can hide. You can explain it. You know, so that's basically what it is. Yeah, environment is powerful. External factors are powerful. We do not disregard them, but we're saying that, let me tell you this, once you make up your mind, you make up your mind deep from within you, you take ownership of your life, what happens? Every obstacle becomes what? It becomes an opportunity. Every stumbling block becomes a stepping stone, because you begin to see differently. It's just like Matrix. When I watched Matrix back then, you know, Keanu Reeves, I mean, I loved that movie so much. My mind exploded. When this guy woke up, and he truly woke up, guess what happened? He saw everything. He saw the code. He saw everything behind everything. And he saw, oh, this is not what it is. And that made him powerful. When you see, when you truly see, when your eyes truly open, and you understand that you are, really, God has made you a master of your destiny. He changes things. Changes things. So regardless of whoever you are, wherever you were born, you can change things, I believe.
Okay, earlier when we started, you were talking about how habits are important.
Yes.
In setting resolutions. Now, how can, as an individual, now how can we transform our resolutions into sustainable habits?
Okay, beautiful. So yeah, so the resolutions are goals, but we need the relevant habit to produce that. So it's called the law of cause and effect, right? Brian Tracy was a propounder of that, of the law of cause and effect. So what we're saying is that if I want a certain outcome, then I must actually look for a process, a set of things I can put into play that would naturally produce that. So I cannot decide to sleep for 30 days and expect that somebody will give me money. I'm in my house, I'm sleeping every single day. I'm not talking to anybody, I'm not receiving calls, I'm not making sales calls, I'm not doing it, I'm just sleeping in my house, eating and sleeping, detriment of, no. And then I'm expecting that my account be credited. Now that's 1 in a billion. You know, that will happen. Because I mean, that's unless maybe I'm a rich hair. You know, maybe I've got and then my father's worked. So somebody must have worked. Then so I'm getting paid. No, but let's assume that you don't have anybody in the world. You're just there, you're sleeping, and then you're expecting money will come. It won't happen. So what are we saying? It was just like what happened to me years ago. I had a revelation, and I was meditating, and I do that a lot, sometimes. And I just came to my spirit, if I want money next week, then I must have worked for it this week. Do you understand? The law of cause and effect. You must do something. So if I want to achieve a goal by the end of the year, or this year, I want 2025 to be 2020 fine, like I'm always saying. I want it to be 2020 fine. Then what do? Then I must highlight what are my resolutions, right? But let me turn them to SMART goals. Let me make them specific, measurable, achievable, accurate, realistic, and then have a time frame. And then what I go beyond that, then I create a strategy. What is a strategy? A strategy is a practical step-by-step plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For some people it's 10 steps. For some people it's 20. For some people it's 21. What exactly do I need to do? So for example, I've discovered that one of the major things for businesses, it's not about how good you are. Yes, I want you to be good. I want you to be competent. I want your business to be, sorry, let me use the word badass, sorry for that, but but I'm just saying, if you look at the English, you understand what I'm trying to say. Make it top notch, make it premium, make it all that, make your product all that, put everything into it, right? Do that. But if you are not making noise about that product, nobody will buy it. Okay? So we understand this, that it is not the businesses that are the best that are the most sold. that are the most profitable. It is the businesses that make the most noise. Some of the influencers on social media are whack. Some of them are, their value system is nothing to write home about. But excuse me, they make noise. They are there everywhere. Why are some people so popular? Because they're always in your face. They're always talking, they're always making noise, they're always doing all those things. So we need to understand this, right? that is a principle. So if my resolution is, I want more money this year, I want to be more influential, I want to make more impact, it is tied to my visibility. Strategy, what do I do? Okay, I will show up live, do Facebook Live every day for the next 30 days. When I do that, then I show up maybe once a week the next 3 months. Strategy. Okay? Next up is milestones. What are milestones? Using the same SMART. Milestones are to help me to measure. So say I'm coming to Dubai and driving in from Lagos. How do I know that I'm in the right direction? Toll gates, definitely. I must see BAT on my right. If I don't see BAT on my right, I'm somewhere else. Then I'm coming, okay, and I get to challenge, and I'm seeing that very big bus terminal also on my right. If I'm not seeing that, I'm on the wrong direction, right? Then I'm moving. If I decide I can take Molete, or I can decide to take Ring Road and all that. But there must be, what are milestones? Milestones are like visible bus stops in your journey towards your goal, to your destination, right? So I must be able to, that I was saying, so if the goal is 100 million by December 31st, by March 31st, you must have made 25 million. That's a milestone. So you must create those things to ensure that, okay, so that you can measure your progress. That's what milestones help you to do. All right, those stuffs like KPI, those are milestones. They help you to check your progress and all those things. And next stuff is action. What action am I going to? Am I going to take massive action? The problem with a lot of people between the New Year resolution and the fulfillment of the New Year resolution is action. They're not taking enough action. Some people are just taking 20% action and they think they will get the result. No, come on. You can do better, right? People who take massive action have massive results. That's how it is. I've seen it happen over the years. If you see people, some of the people that succeed, that you see that succeed the most, are the people who are working. They're not talking, they're working. They're putting the energy into it. They're showing up when it matters. Even when people are asleep, it was like, I heard the story. So, it helped me. Years ago, I heard that Bishop Oyedepo called some people to his house for a meeting, and they came. And so somebody just, woke up in the middle of the night, like his normal tradition, that's his own habit. Woke up and was on the corridor, and then saw the light of Bishop Oyedepo's study on. He was curious. What's going on here? This man just had a meeting with us late into the night. So he just pushed the door open and saw Bishop studying. As in studying. He said, Papa! That was it. What? Why are you still awake? He said, what did you just call me now? He said, Papa. He said, this is the reason why I'm your Papa. Because when you are sleeping, I'm walking. I'm doing something extra beyond what you are doing. So there are some people who are putting in the work. That's it. You put massive action into these things. So I talked about strategy, I talked about milestone, I talked about action, then resources. What are the things that I need to make this resolution? So some of us will need to change our environment. Let's be real. It's not about Japan anymore now. This one is about repositioning, not about relocation. Reposition. There are some people, I will be real with you. What you believe God for, it can never happen for you in Nigeria. For some people, it is Nigeria. It can't happen outside the country. So you must be realistic and real enough to ask yourself, what really are the resources that I need to achieve this thing? So somebody told me, he said his industry realized that America was the only place he was going to be visible globally. He was going to be able to do that. So he moved to the US. But he still comes to Nigeria a lot. So we need to understand these things. So Japa should not be a process of desperation. Japa should be done after well-planned deliberation. You understand? So that's about that. Of course, so resources. So, do I need to go for more courses? Do I need to get a PhD for it? Do I need to, get more money? Do I need to, get, do a lot of things. Change your life, change your environment. Do I need to learn something new? Do I need to acquire more skills? Next up is your team. Everybody needs a team. Nobody goes up without people. This is very plain. If God wants to help you, he sends you people. Even if the devil wants to sink you, he will send you people. People are that powerful and they're that important. You need people. You need a team. Everybody needs a team to achieve their dream. We all know these things, but we don't look at it. We don't work. We don't plan it. Some of us are loners and we say we enjoy it. Excuse me. That means you don't want to go far. If you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you need a team. You need people. So we need to sit down and identify what are the people that I need in my life. If I have a weakness, and my weakness that is affecting my life is that I can't talk well, then I need to surround myself with outspoken people. Right? Very important. If I realize that my weakness is marketing, then let me get new marketing people that are good with marketing. That if I can't market myself, they will market my business for me. Do you understand? You need to surround yourself. Ask yourself, what are the kinds of people that I need to achieve this resolution? Who are they? Where are they? Where will I find them? Leave your comfort zone. Nothing great happens in the comfort zone. We must leave that, move out, and then find those people. And then what do? We surround ourselves with them. Then it's important to understand that relationships must be sustained. It is work to sustain relationship. Work. You call people, you text them, but more than anything, you must love those people. You must serve them. It must be a heart of service. When people know that you truly care for them, they will care about you. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. It was Zig Ziglar that said that. We need to understand that. We must understand people management. We must understand their emotions. What's making them angry? What makes them sad? What makes them happy? Do we buy them gifts? You need to understand that. You are moving with somebody that's bigger than you and you never bought them gifts. What are you doing? You say they have money, they don't need it. Come on, that's a joke. That's a joke. They have so many things on their mind. Your gift is a reminder to them. Okay? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Your gift is a what? Is a reminder to them that, this person is special to me. That's what you're telling them. Somebody gave a gift to somebody Christmas last year, and the person called and said, you know what? Nobody has done this for me. Thank you. I will never forget you. You know what that means? Rich people also want to be loved.
Yeah.
Powerful people also want to feel loved. So we need to do this thing. So people management, your team and all that. So strategy, milestone, action, resources, and a team. If you have that, you've got it pegged down well, guess what happens? Your resolution becomes a reality. Yeah.
Okay, so before we wrap up, we had said it earlier, and there's really no gainsaying about it, that when people set resolutions, at some point they become, some become overwhelmed, some become tired, and then they want to give up on their resolutions. Now, so what should one do when that situation happens, that you feel like giving up?
Beautiful, powerful question. I love it. Number one, always make sure you write down your goals, write down the vision, make it plain, write it down, make it visible everywhere. So for some people are so dramatic, they put it on their ceiling, so that when they in their room, you see the first thing. For some people, it's on their wall. I have a magnetic board that I use. It's actually just the foil itself, and it can stick on any surface. So I just stock it. I put places around me. It's around. It's my house. It's none of your concern. Put it there. I write my stuff there in code that I can understand. But when I see it, I understand what I'm. Put it around you. Write it down. Make it visible. Put it on your phone. Put it everywhere. This is what I want to achieve this year. Don't make it too much. For some people, they'll be writing 21. For God's sake, it's too much. Write 3. Write 5. Make it something. For some people, it's only 2. So that after you've done that, then you can now create. You don't need to wait till the year ends. So for some of us, I'll be real with you. Some of our resolutions, we achieve them before even half of the year.
Yeah.
Why? Because we made it simple, we made it clear. You know, it was very clear. We knew what we wanted. We sat down, like I said, I did the other thing, the strategy, the milestone, the action, all those things, the resources and the team. We did it together very well. You know, and you know, so when you've written it down, you understand, make it just simple. Maybe 2. Go for that. Achieve it. Number 2, get a coach. I'm not saying it because I'm a life coach. I'm saying it because all the people that I told over the years that ran away, someone saying, you want to collect my money, they eventually came back. They came back because they saw their peers being coached and their life changed. There's something about accountability. There's something about somebody who is paid to monitor your life. Monitoring spirits are good though. It is in Africa that you say monitoring spirits are bad. It's not, no. There are some monitoring spirits that are very bad. Don't go spiritual. But there are some monitoring spirits that are very good. They monitor. You came to me. I say to people, you came to me, you said this is what you want to achieve. You will achieve it. You paid me. You will achieve it. You don't have a choice. I will be on your neck. I'll be focused. I'll focus on you. I'll be seeing you. I'll be watching you. Because you are paying me to do what? To monitor, to ensure that what you said you want to achieve, you achieve it. That's the way it is. Organizations come to us and they say, you know what, we want you to get our salespeople to top form. Excuse me, you will get to top form. We're on your neck. You will walk. We'll sit on their mental health. We'll help them. Do you understand? You see, people see coaches as drivers. No, we also hold people's hands. We guide them. I don't just push you to perform. I'm also concerned about your mental health. I'm concerned about your empathy. I'm concerned about your relationship. Yes, because if you have a breakup, you won't perform. Oh yes, you won't perform. Yes, the girl you love just broke your heart. You will break down. You will sink. So that means I'm concerned about that, because the performance is the result, yes, but there are a lot of things that will affect the performance. So that's what coaches do. So get a coach. You know, for some people you need a mentor, and please, all this, my mentor is Donald Trump. Donald Trump is far. I mean, do you have a direct line? Do you talk to him? Do you live with him? Do you understand? My mentor is Elon Musk. Does he know you? You understand? That's not that. I mean, that's a model. There are two different things. Somebody can be a model for you, but not your mentor. Your mentor speaks with you regularly. You talk, you meet, you discuss, you go for lunch, you go for dinner. That's your mentor. You understand? You buy gifts for your mentor, you sit with your mentor. Sometimes your mentor will visit you. That's your mentor. That's a mentor. They protect you from tormentors. They protect you from all those things. So get a coach, ladies and gentlemen. Coaches are powerful. Get a mentor. Get accountability partners. Some of us will do well when we have some people in our lives, but please watch. It's not everybody that likes you. So I'm just being real. So make sure, you know, Joseph shared his dream with his father. There was no problem. He shared his dreams with his brothers. They nearly killed him. So there are people you can share your visions with. You'll be safe. There's some people you share your vision with. They'll say, hey, show Nikoni. Is it only you? We shall get rid of you before it happens. So be careful. But get people that actually have great stuff for you in your heart. I mean, they have great visions for you. And there are people like that. And my prayer has always been, and I want to pray for you if you don't mind also, because I seriously believe it. You know, there was a guy in the scripture, he was paralytic, and his 4 friends, they removed the roof to bring him down so that that guy could walk home that day. They made up their minds, if we have to remove the roof, you know how messy that was? Remove the roof, excuse me. So I said to myself, I started praying, I said, God, send me such friends. I need just friends like that. Give me such friends. If there's anything you want to do for me, Father, give me 4 friends like that, who will not stop until I work, until I achieve my dreams, until I achieve my vision. So there are people like that on earth, and they truly exist. But I understand this. There's also another part to it that people don't talk about. I was thinking, and it hit me. This guy must have invested in these guys before. Before that problem came, how was he relating to them? Did he invest in them? Did he also visit them? Did he also show up for them when they needed help? So for you to have nice people, you too must be nice. He who wants friends must first be friendly. It makes sense, don't you think so? So that is the other part of it. So yes, pray the prayer, God will answer you, and I pray for you too. God will send you such friends. Amen.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Atiba, for having this conversation and for sharing this practical steps in ensuring that 2025 starts on the right notes for us.
Yeah.
And of course, to our viewers, we hope that by now you know that the best thing you can do for yourself is to be intentional about being a better version and the best version of yourself that you can be in the year 2025. And that's about what we'll be taking on this episode of Frontline for today. To join us again tomorrow as we're going to see another exciting episode. My name is Adeniyi. Have a lovely day.